Welcome back to Metaphor ReFantazio. Last time, we finally finished the longest dungeon in the game. Yeah, I do mean that. If you're through with this place, not even the final dungeon is this long. We're done with the most draining dungeon in Metaphor. Oh, actually, a bit of Veteran trivia before we say goodbye to this dungeon for good. So, this room in the original Lost Shinjuku was also a save point. And this room was a gather spot. This made that one of the most lucrative gather spots in all of Etrian Odyssey 1, because it was one of the only gather spots located right next to a save point, so you could just save reload abuse to avoid getting encounters there. So now, we obviously need to recover our MP before the boss, and they do give you full MP heals. If there's any time for this, it's probably now. Okay, now archetypes. So you will get the opportunity to switch up your party before the fight begins, so don't worry too much about it now, but one thing I will mention is, you want to have Juna in the party, and you also want her to be a masked dancer. Simply having her as a masked dancer is enough to unlock the synthesis option that is excellent for this fight. The question for me is whether I go for the General Mask or the Magic Seeker Mask. Both of them are quite effective in this fight. Also, slight spoilers, you'll actually be getting into 2 boss fights in a row without a chance to change your archetypes in between them. So, I would definitely recommend having a good balanced combination that can handle multiple different elements and has healing, offense, support, just a very good, well-rounded team. Because Frigid Fortress Tactics weakness generation is tempting, but the second fight in this chain is only going to be vulnerable to this for a very short amount of time. Whereas the first boss in this chain is weak to winds. Also, having buffs and debuffs is very useful in general. I know that having buffs and debuffs is always good, but having them for this fight is particularly helpful because it can bait out Dekaja and Dekunda in the second encounter. Now, here's the thing. I would really like to have Hulkenberg and Dark Knight or Paladin for this. But there is another extremely useful synthesis skill in this fight that will be unlocked if you have a Seeker, Mage, or Healer in the party. And as I want Juna and Masked Dancer for this, my best shot at that is putting Hulkenberg into Cleric. That's a lot of mag. But I did go into Dark Knight for a reason.
Alright.
Oh, I have some Leaves of Light. Oh, 1 more level in Wizard gets you Shield Blessing, but yeah, I need Masked Dancer for this. Gonna just get 1 more level off of that with a Leaf of Light. And I wouldn't mind... Actually, Heisme goes through MP pretty quickly in Commander. Speaking of which, I think I am gonna put him back in General. I think I will keep you on this for both Frigid Fortress Tactic and Matarukaja. Megado is also not bad here. If I had Samurai, I could use this. This is actually very good in this fight. Hang on, I just saved and reloaded to check. I don't have enough Heroes Leaves of Light to get this to 20 and General to 10, and just get Swordmaster right before the fight. That would have been really cool, but sadly no. As of Will himself, if you're going with more of a magical mix build, I would highly recommend putting him in Seeker for this, kind of for thematic reasons, but also because Wind's really good, but I am not doing that, so I think I'm going to keep him as Sniper. But I will take Hex Shot over Psych. I think I have enough Wind in the party. Having Poison Prevention is pretty good here too. Okay, let's go. I like how the save point puts you right in front of the stairs to...
The deepest part of the temple lies just ahead. It is the altar of the 12, where the dragon god Et slumbers.
The 12? The 12 what?
What is this really sinister voice? There's unquestionably something totally not good back there.
This Magla. It feels like that of a normal dragon, but somewhat different. What is this?
Well, That's why we're here. Let's go.
I don't like this.
What's that memorandum entry? Ah, here we go, Altar of the 12. A chamber in the innermost depths of the Dragon Temple where the Priestess communes directly with the Dragon God. Dracodios was first discovered there, and remains so enshrined when not being used for ceremony. Several relics apparently left by the Lost City's denizens, as well as discovered illustrations, suggest the ancients knew of 11 other divine beings besides the Dragon God. It is from this legend that the altar takes its name.
Ready?
Time to go!
Yeah, that is that, Magla fog is just pouring out of there. I've always loved, like, areas in low light where there's just torches lighting your way. Though it would have been cooler if, like, the torches were all unlit and they lit as you walk down the path. But you can very clearly see the dragon there. Yep, there it is. Already roaring at us. Hi there, Dragon God Ed. We're coming to... well, I don't even know what we're coming to do. We're gonna do something that will hopefully solve this village's problems. As for what that is, well, it's our job to just go here and figure that out.
No! It can't be!
Oh, hell. There was a dragon after all.
I thought this thing needed a priestess to summon it.
Is that the lance?
We are in no condition to claim it. Fire and flame! Has even the dragon god succumbed to melancholia?
No. I think this is something worse. Look! On its back!
Something clings to it. A human. Is that the fiend behind this chaos?
A human has taken control of the Dragon God.
That's the worst double act I've ever seen.
Look at its eyes, its mouth, like it's shielding itself, or like it refuses to confront anything, or almost like...
Almost like yourself?
Eupha, get back! We've got bigger problems than the ritual! This thing wants to eat us!
You would fight our god!
I mean, we're RPG protagonists, that's just a usual Tuesday for us.
What can we do but defend ourselves?
Eupha!
I'm...
Look out!
What can I do? You would have me abandon this end. You would send me away to live my life. But how? How can I? This is all I have. Please. You can't take my purpose away from me.
I must apologize. I was wrong to assume. I was quick to judge. But your rites are not acts of barbarism. Yours is a proud heart. But still, see the truth. Is this your god? A god who demands martyrs, who desires tragedy. Is that truly a god worthy of your devotion and faith? Arise now, Priestess! Have you come here only to be saved? Or will you find purpose beyond death, to stand and fight as a savior?
I want to!
O Lodestar, ye torn maiden of faith, O thou anguished traveler. Thy long stagnant stance hath finally been broken. Now choose thy path.
I love that island. I love the smell of its verdant flora. But what I love more than anything is its people. Their words may be coarse, but their hearts are true. I must save them. Please!
Thank you. Thou hast chosen a noble parting. Henceforth, thy fears and insecurities become thy light. O Lodestar, whose light reveals the king's own path, awaken.
If I cannot save them in death, then I swear I'll protect them with my life! All of you! Let me fight by your side! I, Euphazia, arrive.
Eupha is another magic-focused party member, and think of her as a less polarized version of Juna. They both have the same agility, but Eupha trades raw magic power and luck for more bulk and actually having a strength stat, which makes her more versatile in terms of archetypes, and also helps as her default archetype knows some physical skills. It also helps because the other archetype she requires for her ultimate is the Seeker line, which uses both magic and physical attacks. And the fact that she needs the protagonist's default archetype for her ultimate one is yet more evidence of the Will and Eupha ship being canon. Eupha's a very straightforward character to consider a build for. You really just want to focus on Summoner, Seeker, and maybe the Mage or Healer lines, and that's about it. Though feel free to try out other archetypes on her if you want, she is not Juna. And speaking of which, one of the strangest things I find about Eupha is that even though her raw magic is lower than Juna's, by the endgame, she often ends up a better magical powerhouse while Juna is better at support. This is because summon magic is extremely strong, especially coming from Eupha's ultimate archetype, and you can make it even stronger by having Juna set up elemental weaknesses. It almost feels like their true roles are the opposite of what their stats imply.
Summoner.
The Summoner archetype is one of the most unique in the game, arguably more so than Masked Dancer. Its actual stats aren't that great, and it raises strength almost as much as it does magic. It's weak to ice and resistant to dark, and if you somehow manage to get it on the protagonist, its hero passive prevents preemptive strikes from enemies entirely. But getting it onto him or anyone besides Eupha requires 10 ranks in Faker and 20 in Seeker. Not that difficult of a requirement. Though just like Masked Dancer, one Summoner is generally enough for me. So why Summoner is so unique is that it doesn't learn skills by ranking up. though you still want to do that to give it higher stats. Instead, you need to make summon vessels using talismans in Academia to unlock more of its moves. Each one of its moves is a summon. These are typically quite expensive in terms of MP, and Eupha doesn't exactly have the best MP of the party, so you might need to keep her charged up with items, but their effects are very worth it, dealing high damage, area damage, debuffs, or a mixture of all of those things at once. By default, you have access to Summon Eagle Lion and Summon Noctilucia. The former inflicts 180 power wind damage to all enemies, debuffing their attack at the same time, while the latter is an HP regen that also cures ailments, though 22 MP is a little steep for single targets. At Moors, you can unlock Summon Goblin King, which is one of those 50% hit always crit skills. I'm not a fan of this one. Gargoyle, a pretty strong fire attack with a chance of burn. Summon Cockatrice to deal dark damage and a chance of poison to all enemies. The Duskbone Knight is a very strong slash attack to all enemies. This is why the Summoner archetype increases strength, and why Eupha doesn't have a terrible strength stat. And the Lava Beast, ironically for its name, deals almighty damage, not fire. Summoner is only required for its upgraded form and Eupha's ultimate archetype, hence why I don't like raising it on anybody besides her for the most part, but it is very, very strong on her, and it gets even stronger once we go to Synthesis. But hang on, don't we have a rampaging dragon god to fight? Let's get back to that. And we now get the option to switch around our party. So, it's a good thing to check your characters and archetypes here, and press the triangle button on them twice to check what synthesis skills having a summoner will enable. And this is why I wanted to bring Juna, because this unlocks Hellfire Dance, which actually combos quite well with Summoner itself. So alongside her, I would like to bring Hulkenberg, and that will give us a group of 4. Let's venture forth into the maw of the dragon!
Eupha? You can bite?
I also have to say something, I love how Metaphor kind of messes with the usual Atlas RPG formula by sometimes giving you the Ark's party member at the end of the dungeon, not the start. Like, having a new party member right in time for the boss fight is such an epic feeling.
And that power!
I found my answer. I offer my life in battle, not in sacrifice.
Then we fight as a team.
That thing on its back! That's the human possessing it, right?
Yes, it must be. If we strike at the human precisely, we may be able to separate them. Everyone, you need not hold back. We fight to save the dragon god, Et.
Time to save not just this village's people, but also its god.
I shall fight with all I am.
We're not sacrificing anyone! Come on, team, we fight together!
Okay, before I go for my excitement for Eupha's own summoner skills, we have to face 2 bosses here. The Dragon Ed itself.
Looks like we can't brute force through this one.
It has no weaknesses and resists light and dark. Don't worry about it that much right now. Homo Margo is our real enemy, and it is weak to wind. So you need to take it out first. And for that wind weakness, this is the reason why I wanted to have a Seeker Mage or Healer, because Summon Eagle Lion King. Not only is this wind element damage, it also drops the attack of all enemies by 3 stages.
Go! It is your turn!
Eupha hit their
It's okay.
weakness!
We can do this.
Yep. 3-stage attack debuff. So that's gonna be a huge boon to us in this fight. Let's go. I think I'll go Wild Salvo with Will here. In fact, I may even be able to like jump Heisme back and forth into this fight just to like cast some buffs. So yeah, Homo Margo itself is resistant to everything physical, so that's another reason why Juna with her magic skills is going to be quite effective. Not Hellfire Dance just yet. Hellfire Dance is actually for later. However, I could go for a Frigid Fortress tactic on Homo Margo to set up an ice weakness. Let's start off with that. Now weak to ice. Hulkenberg now has the other godly blessing. Oh, revive all hours with full HP. Hopefully we don't really need that anytime soon. I could go for a Holy Knight's Proclamation to draw attacks into herself, but I think I also want to use... Another reason why I'm not a huge fan of, yes, everyone is indeed counting on you. Yeah, summon Eagle Lion. Yeah, the synthesis version of this is way cheaper and also debuffs more. But this is kind of what you're intended to use for the starts, where summoning just the regular Eagle Lion, not its king. The already pretty good damage. As I was saying, this is kind of why I am not really a huge fan of Faker on Juna, because with these items, effectively anybody's a debuffer. Okay, so what are you doing? Okay, well, Dekunda. Well, sucks to be you, but I can just put that attack drop right back. Negado. Sucks to be you, because I have Hulkenberg as a healer. Okay, so now Juna. Thing is, that Dekunda didn't get rid of the weakness. So, eat Frost. And that could just keep comboing into itself. Hulkenberg's gonna go ahead and Medica everybody.
I'm grateful. Thanks. Even my strength, I'll take the rear.
You might also notice that she is wielding Dracodios as her weapon. So, Eagle Lion King again. This will either severely nerf their damage output or force them to use Dekunda. Either way is good for me. Let's just actually set up another Corrosive Acid on you. Let's go for Frigid Fortress tactic, which will continue comboing into itself because it's amazing. I'm fully healed right now. I think I'll actually go for another. If I do that, it's probably going to Dekunda itself and get rid of that. So how about let's go with Homo Margo nulls Dark, but Light is totally fine unless it misses. I'm not sure how you missed that, but oh well. So yeah, Dragon God's Breath is Dark element. The funny thing is, you don't even need burn protection. It's a Dragon God, but it can't set you on fire. Oh, Tarukaja, eh? That's cute.
If we all work together.
If we all work together, we can completely get rid of that and, drop your attack back down again. Okay. I don't like the resistance here, but I am still going to hit you anyway, and we continue to stack up the Frigid Fortress tactics on your face. Hulkenberg, yeah, we're pretty well in terms. Did we get status at all? No, we didn't, okay. Yeah, Hulkenberg being weak to Dark is like a slight issue, but it's really like not that bad. Maybe I should actually go for a Holy Knight Proclamation. So yeah, she's gonna guard here, which means she can't dodge. But it does mean that she won't be able to get hit by her weakness. And, hey, Eagle Lion King again, let's go. It's, like, strangely cheaper than using her regular summon. I don't think I'm gonna be able to take you out this turn, but I'll be able to take you out very soon. Yeah, indeed, it's still up, but not for long. At least I get to show this. So, when Homo Margo is low on health, it drains the dragon to heal itself. I kind of like that I keep it in a loop of using Dekunda, though. But again, I can keep it in a loop of being hit by its weakness. Okay, they are both still debuffed. Didn't actually Dekunda this turn. So, in that case, I'm going to Corrosive Acid you again. And Eupha, summon Eagle Lion King again. Boom, Windsplosion in your face. Let's Corrosive Acid again. So let's see. Frigid Fortress tactic. I think it's probably dead. Please don't actually kill it. Oh, it did, okay.
We did it! Now we just need to take down the body.
Kind of hoping that Eupha will get the final blow there, but it's not actually over. My first playthrough, I was hoping this would work like Gladel, and that after the human was defeated, the dragon would be free. No, unfortunately, you do have to beat the dragon. I guess there's no way to calm a dragon's rage besides defeating it in battle. We do actually have Summon Noctilucia. I guess I could show this. Q1 ally status ailments grant 10% recovery. Use it on will because shipping bias. It is your turn to be healed!
Thanks.
thanks. So yeah, the human visiting the dragon god is suffering, and yep, that is it totally wasting its turns. So yeah, you definitely want to take that out first. Attack heavily down. So the dragon god itself is not actually resistant to physical attacks, weirdly enough.
I've got just the dance I call upon a royal soul.
So now Will gets to shine here. But I can also inflict a weakness to ice on it. And let's see. You know what, Hulkenberg, how about we switch out to... if you switch Eupha out of this fight, you're a monster.
This is the power said to belong to a priestess.
Yes it is. And Eagle Lion time.
Help me finish this.
And Hexshot time! Yeah, it's pretty much almost over. You're imprisoning the dragon god. It is suffering. Yeah, not even going to attack me. Okay, yeah, it's pretty much over. Also, don't really worry too much about your MP in this fight. You're gonna get fully healed after this. I know that I'm kind of spoiling there's another phase, but it's important to know because a lot of people have trouble at this point in the game. The human just fell off. So yeah, with that we get the Priestess Heart, Dragon's Breath, and Talisman of the Avatar. What's that?
Ever greater heights.
Nice.
Hopefully it doesn't get a bad movie adaptation by M. Night Shyamalan.
I continue to grow.
Excellent. I've grown more powerful.
Power can be so intoxicating.
Ah, Eupha didn't level up.
The dragon.
The dragon god Et has returned to its sacred vessel. Legend has it that while in its vessel, that's when the dragon god's power is greatest, and weakest when it takes to raging wing. So if it has a true form, you see it now before you. And here is our village's divine relic, Dracodios, Lance of the Dragon God.
'Twas rusty and worn, but now it almost gleams.
So dragons aren't just magical beasts. They're a manifestation of pure Magla. My sister's research. She was right.
You all had the right of it. All these tragic calamities, they are not born of the Dragon God's wrath.
And maybe they arose from the temple's melancholia. Perhaps that human was the source.
'Tis not the first time. Thinking back on it now, a human has always been at the heart.
You think humans are what's causing all of this?
No, I don't think that's quite it. Something about that monster. The way it instinctively tried to shield its eyes and ears. It was as if we faced the living past of the Mustari people itself. The Mustari reject the world beyond ours, lost and comforted by ignorance. And in adversity, it is our God we cling to as cause and answer to our suffering. Maybe we have only ourselves to blame. A self-inflicted madness. Our hearts are the source of Magla, of magic arts. Even this new power, this archetype that has awakened within me. Another. I did not know this one existed.
If this mural had been lost until now, then...
So, that scene is amazing. It's finally giving us some clarity on a lot of things. Like, it definitely seems like humans aren't the cause of all this. They're the symptom, not the problem. But I do want to make one joke here, because this is what came to me in my first playthrough. The Dragon God is just a Pokemon, and Dracodios was a big Pokeball all along.
dragon god Et has returned to its sacred vessel.
I don't know who else thought that when they played this part, but seeing the dragon god turn into pure energy and go into the lands, I'm just like, yeah, that was it. Turns out, Eupha was never meant to be Yuna from Final Fantasy. Her true destiny was to become a Pokemon trainer. And now I can talk about summon synthesis skills, because that spoils that Eupha gets the power of the dragon god. This will be her go-to synthesis for a lot of the game. It is an extremely powerful fire attack to all enemies that also removes buffs. 22 MP and only 2 press turns is a bargain for this kind of area damage. And she gets this for free. The other free synthesis summons she has are Lizard Man to deal heavy electric damage and debuff the enemy's defense, and Eagle Lion, an extremely useful one. Only a little less power than Dragon God, wind damage to all enemies, and debuff their attack by 3 stages in 1 hit. By making their vessels at Academia, you can also unlock Summon Undead King, an insanely powerful dark insta-kill attack to 1 enemy, and Summon Guptoros King, a multi-hit strike attack. I prefer magic over physical for Eupha. But here, you can see what I said in Eupha's bio. Despite not having as much raw magic as Juna, Eupha gets some absurdly strong attacks, and that makes her arguably an even better offensive mage. And yes, you can inherit Summoner onto Juna, but Eupha gets it for free, and that can't be underestimated.
This paints quite a different picture of the Priestess. She looks to be fighting.
You suppose this is the truth of the Priestess's duty?
Yes, the Priestess's true duty, fighting alongside magical creatures that she has tamed. The Priestesses were always meant to be Pokemon trainers.
I mean, offering her life to quell the calamity threatening the village. Maybe that's what it meant all along.
It had always seemed odd that the dragon god dwelled within a lance, of all things. Not a sealed urn, but a weapon. My brother often wondered about it. We were wrong. No, we did not even think to question.
You would have died in the name of an error of semantics. The world has not been kind to you, girl.
Yeah, I also, like, as a person who studied linguistics, I absolutely love this moment as well. It's like, oops, the entire reason the Mustari were sacrificing who knows how many maidens to this dragon, it was because of a mistranslation. Fighting, like, offering up your life to defend the village actually meant the priestesses were meant to protect the village in the event that it was ever attacked, not literally sacrifice their own lives to somehow magically make everything better in the village. It's like it's very interesting to me because so many religious texts in the world are like from ancient languages and they've gone through translations. So this kind of thing happens all the time. Like, you need to be very careful when you're trusting the words of a translation because you're never getting exactly what the original was, and often the original meaning, intended meaning of something is debatable.
No. On the contrary, I feel I've been saved. I finally see my path laid before me.
Like, by debatable, I mean that, like, some statements have no real right or wrong way to translate them. There are multiple potential meanings, and it's really up to... This is partly why translations often have to be a team effort, because if one person misses something, somebody else can come and say, oh, actually, no, there's an extra hidden meaning in that, and maybe we should translate it this way. But yeah, it's very difficult to truly capture the essence of the original text in a translation, and that's particularly, like, even though, you know, here it's exaggerated to the point of, like, oops, we just sacrificed a bunch of people because of a mistranslation. There are instances in the real world, like medical translation. If you get something wrong there, you can misdiagnose someone. It's quite similar.
So thank you. Let us return now to the village. You said you had business with the lands when all this had settled down, did you not?
Yes, but I doubt you'll want to let go of it after all that. We have to figure that out.
Yeah, I doubt you'll want to just give us your Master Ball containing, Ho-Oh.
I cannot simply relinquish it, but perhaps instead...
What was that?
Instead, creepy scream.
Surely not. The human from the altar? How has it not perished?
I mean, these things are extremely persistent.
I heard it enter the water. This channel leads straight to the ocean. If it seeks prey to regain its strength...
Then it can only be headed for the village.
Damned beast! So much for taking it slow on the way back. After it!
Obtain Dracodius has been completed. But we now have a new operation. Eliminate Virga Island's threats. That doesn't look good.
Someone, please!
Monster! A monster in our village!
I hear screaming. It's gotta be here.
You lot came back! We honestly... Ha! Looks like the little lady made it out, eh?
Basilio priorities.
Of course! But more importantly...
Right. We've got a human on the hunt. Dell's helping the villagers get to higher ground.
Hey, Dell is a nice guy after all.
Truly? I'd not have expected it of him.
Even Hulkenberg surprised.
That's Fidelio through and through, isn't it?
I am Euphasia, the priestess. Thank you for helping with the evacuation. Hereon we shall...
Oh, Priestess! It's the Priestess!
Lady Eupha, please save us.
What don't you lot get about evacuate? You want to live? Do as you're told.
Priestess? What happened to the ritual? What of the dragon god's wrath?
Did you even perform the rite? Oh, this is a disaster. How can we survive now?
The dragon god Et is here as our guardian deity.
Don't worry, you'll get your ritual. The real one, that is. The ritual that's been buried for hundreds of years.
As the priestess, on my life, I will drive back this calamity.
Hold on now. You're not actually gonna fight, are you?
Basilio, where's the monster?
We've killed plenty of these before. Trust us, it's fine.
So be it. We end this here.
That's a lot bigger than it was last time. And here we go, straight into battle. You do get the chance to change your party, but you can't change archetypes either. And I do wonder if this is a chance for you to check something, though it's not entirely obvious. Eupha has learned a new synthesis skill, Summon Dragon God. This requires a mage, masked dancer, or summoner. We just so happen to have a masked dancer in our party. So yeah, like, they really want you to use Juna in these fights. She enables a lot of combos with Eupha, and that's actually kind of true of these two in general from now on. As for the last person, I think I'm actually going to go, instead of Hulkenberg, I'm going to go Heismate. Because I want buffs and debuffs, but not for the reason you think.
It is time I put the truth to our teachings and rituals. I stand anew. I stand with you.
I thought we already finished this guy. Guess he's a stubborn one.
Homo Margo now is very, well, okay. So, I kind of don't want to talk about Homo Margo just yet, because we haven't been introduced to the fights gimmick. But what I do want to do, though, is I want to set up a buff. Probably not like Formation of Vigor, though. I want to go for this, just one buff, because it likes to use Dekaja and Dekunda, and it's actually very useful to bait those out by using buffs and debuffs. It is, however, I believe, no longer resistant to physical, so I can go for a hex shot here, do some damage. And now, I'm gonna hold back a little bit on having Juna do anything. Instead I'll just set up another, one of these with her. And as for Eupha, yeah, there it is. Unlock Synthesis Summon Dragon God. Also have to jump into the back row because she's by default in the front because she's a new character. I want Juna to stay alive, so I'm gonna give her some regen. So yeah, this is just mostly a setup turn, for reasons that you will hopefully see in a moment.
Thank you.
Because I need to explain how this fight works. Reversal prayer, there it is. The prayer chains something about Homo Margo. And there's Dekaja.
Looks like we can't brute force through this one.
So, this fight, if you played Shin Megami Tensei Nocturne, it's quite similar to Noah from that game. Basically, it will keep switching its elemental aura. When an aura is active, every element except one will be nulled. And the trick here is that the element that works is the one that is the opposite of whatever color that it is. So I want to say this aura is blue, which means ice. You can tell by the element that it uses to attack you on its turn. So because this aura is ice, fire should be the only element that works. And that is a little weird because it means that, maybe I would actually go for Formation of Vigor here. Because that means that my whole thing that I was planning on showing off with Juna is not actually going to be helpful here. But anyway, you'll see. So let's go for a Corrosive Acid to drop your defense.
I've got just moving to the
So
rear.
Juna, I'm going to actually do this, and then I'm going to jump back with Eupha, and I'm going to, hopefully this is the right aura, because there is a white aura as well.
I must concentrate.
So, let me just test if my theory is correct here.
You would?
Come forth, Dragon God! Or should I say, Dragon God and I choose, well, I wouldn't say that. I don't like the terminology, I choose you. Okay, yeah, that works. So it is fire. That it's vulnerable to right now. So the buffs are gone. And Dekunda. So you can kind of keep it locked down by using buffs and debuffs on it, which does kind of make this fight a bit easier than intended. One of my kind of issues with this boss fight is when I first played it, I was left wondering, was I really supposed to do it that way? And that's kind of not a good feeling, because the way that I did this fight is that I used Hellfire Dance. This ignores elemental affinity, so here's the reason why I was a little bit trepidatious about using the General Mask. Frigid Fortress tactic needs to actually hit to inflict the ice weakness. If it's immune to ice, I can't do this. So this only works if it's in fire mode. However, the weakness granting skills from Masked Dancer are almighty, so I could give you a weakness to fire, and then spam the Dragon God, and I feel like that's how a lot of players handle this fight, because that will ignore whatever reversal prayer that it has that is active. Unfortunately, I don't have enough press turns to actually summon the Dragon God right now, but you get the idea. Let's...
I shall refrain.
Suppose I can go over to Hides Me and just go Megado. Megado, like I said earlier, Almighty's still good because that's guaranteed damage in any affinity. Okay, here we go, Reversal Prayer. Now, I forget if that actually resets its, like, fire weakness from Juna. It may have, so I might do that again. But yeah, it's now in fire mode, so ice works. And in fact, that means Juna could start stacking, that stuff. But what I'm going to do now is, yeah, pass to you Hellfire Dance. Should I say Hellfire Dance? And now, guess what? You're now weak to the Dragon God. Which I kind of feel like symbolically it always should have been weak to the Dragon God, but yeah. Like, this is the way that I like to handle this fight. Also, I can try to steal. Yeah, we can get Margot's Golden Arrow. It will guarantee drop that on its death anyway, but this will give us another copy of that. It's worth quite a lot of money, so, actually, I'm gonna go ahead and hit you with a, Corrosive Acid just to try and bait you into using Dekaja or Dekunda. It hasn't even attacked us yet, I don't think. Yes, there's the Dekunda. It might attack us now? Let's see. Yeah, Distracting Hand. That has a high chance of inflicting anxiety. A rare instance of anxiety infliction that is not from being hitting an immunity or being hit by a weakness or a crit. So, yeah. Normally, Eupha actually has a follower ability that lowers the chances of being inflicted with anxiety. Unfortunately, she doesn't have that yet, so, yeah, no anxiety protection for us right now. So let's see, let's go for, actually no, I'm gonna actually set this up just so that, yeah, it's always good to have a buff up or a debuff up just to, because not only does this lower the chance of it actually attacking you, it also lowers the chances of it using Reversal Prayer, but it did anyway there. So what are you going to this time? Green, that means electricity works. But it doesn't matter because I'm just focusing on the weakness granting skill. So like that is the thing that like does sort of bother me about this fight a bit, because it's like, to me the most optimal strategy is just ignoring the fight's gimmick entirely. I don't think it even takes like passively more damage from the element that it doesn't null anyway. I feel so bad not letting Eupha get the final blow here. But I mean, she's hitting it with a lot of Dragon Gods. So, with a lot of Dragon Gods. But yeah, that's it. That's down.
This is for the future of the Mystari. Fall.
I mean, she's scripted to get the final blow anyway, so it works out. We got an unscathed triumph, yeah. I definitely, I would say blame. I definitely praise lock into Dekaja and Dekunda for that. So there is actually a Gallica gimmick in this fight. If you let the fight go on for about 12 turns, she will offer to do a distraction. This will lock it out of using Reversal Prayer for the next several turns. The problem is you might want it to use Reversal Prayer. The only reason you want to use the Gallica gimmick in this fight is if, like, your party is heavily slanted towards the element that it is currently vulnerable to, or, for example, like, it's invulnerable to ice mode, and you have Frigid Fortress tactic. Obviously, then, have Gallica lock it into that mode. But other than that, really having Juna here to, like, just simply having Eupha in the party enables both Summon Dragon God and Hellfire Dance. It's the most reliable way to finish this fight, in my opinion. Oh, I love hearing all those level ups. And Eupha's already at level 7 on almost called a Priestess, on Summoner.
I feel stronger.
Yep, you take, you take 2 points of strength from that.
I shall strive to use this power.
Power can be... Does it seem that I've grown stronger?
Yes, yes it does.
Right. That's the end of that.
Could we maybe just cut this thing's body into a lot of tiny pieces, burn those pieces, and then, attach weights to them and drop them into the bottom of the sea?
Everyone, once again, thank you so much.
Because I'm really suspicious about the fact that thing's corpse is just lying there and we haven't really done anything with it.
What a spectacle! To think I could have evacuated and missed the performance.
Don't deny it, Battling. You wanted to stay here. You knew something crazy was going to happen that you had to document.
Eupha, that power.
It must be the same power wielded by priestesses of old. My rescuers helped me realize that.
So, like, the Mystari religion wasn't wrong this whole time, but it was being completely misinterpreted.
You mean to say sacrifice was never the intent of the ritual?
I like how Adeni's eyes are shaking there.
The priestess offers her life in service, not sacrifice. She takes up arms and faces the scourge. That is why our relic is a lance.
A mural on the altar suggested as much. It's likely the murals of this village don't actually depict sacrifice either.
You saw what was inside the temple? What was it? Something the church would rather keep buried? Some other mystical relic?
Oh, Battling, once you know what it was, you're gonna be freaking out even harder.
A relic? Hardly. We saw a ruined city of the old world. Evidence of a history before our own.
Oh, yeah. You know what? Maybe we should keep this to ourselves for now, because if Forden gets wind that we've learned about this, we're all gonna be on hit lists, and also, like, they're probably gonna, like, invade Virgo Island to make sure that, like, nobody ever sees that temple.
Small wonder the clergy can't send their monks. Anyone who saw that would have their faith shaken. It's all but physical proof that the Sanctus Scriptures are fiction.
You don't say.
However, we of the islands have done no better in upholding the truth of our past.
And yeah, like I said before, neither them nor the Sanctus are perfect.
With all my heart, I wanted to save our village. But all I did was sit and hope.
Lady Eupha.
I clung to my determination with such fervor. Perhaps without my noticing, it became a desire for atonement. The day you left, Adeni, even the night father and mother left this world, I could do naught but sit and wait and hope. I believed it was my role as priestess. If I had done anything at all to change it, perhaps we would not have faced such horrors.
Well, you've done something now, and that's the important part.
You can do your changing now. After all, you're still alive, you've got years ahead of you, and you've got friends and family close. You needn't bear this alone.
We support her. Without the rite of sacrifice, was it? Was that also depicted in the temple? Is that really the truth of the teachings?
Is that so difficult to understand? What matters the murals or the truth of the teachings? Do you believe the priestess fought out of tradition alone? She fought because she wanted to protect us. This village. She fought for you and I. Our lives and joys. Is that not enough reason to support her? You made good on your promise to save my sister. Words cannot express my thanks. But there is something that must finally be said.
I do think Eupha really saved herself, but we did give her the push she needed to come to that moment.
Eupha, I'm glad you chose life.
Please hug. Do Mystari cry out of their third eye?
I think I understand now.
It's a weird thing to be asking, but like, I feel like a lot of people are going to be crying now.
It's not slaying monsters that gets rid of the melancholia. I think it goes away when we help people overcome their fear and anxiety.
Like I was saying.
I have to say, for the moment there, it looked like we'd have more dead than alive. But now they've got the Lance, Priestess, and the whole sodden village in their corner.
It's almost like actually being a good person unites people better than Luis's way does.
It's only relevant as far as it matters for Luis's sake, Baz. Remember, we're doing this for a world where your blood don't matter, long as you can fend for yourself.
Well, look at them down there. That's the kind of world you're seeing right now. No Luis needed.
Suppose, but what about them that can't fend for themselves? Like them village folk you helped save? Reminds me of that Glodell business too. They're tough enough that they don't need dirty tricks. If you challenged them, and they won fair and square.
Pack it in, Basilio. Our war may be quieter, but we're still fighting. Hesitate out there and you're dead.
Del.
It's very interesting how you have parallels with Eupha going through her crisis of faith with the Mystari traditions, and Basilio going through questioning of Luis's ideology. It's just, there's a reason people love this arc. And it's not just because Eupha's character development is fantastic. The boss fight's also great. One of the things that I will say, personally, is that, like, I do find it harder to feel invested in fights against giant humans as, like, the boss of every arc than I do if they were, like, actual, like, real antagonists with, like, motivations and personalities, like Glodell. The thing is, though, here's the point where things start to come into place, and something that I kind of never really even thought through earlier. I'm kind of only just realizing now, recording this. Every human that we fought even if you consider Homo Sabara as representing Brylehaven, was kind of a metaphor for the problems plaguing that region. Homo Avades had an army of soldiers inside it, just after we found out about the corruption in the Royal Army and Captain Klinger. And I mean, I suppose the group of people walking around the Heart could also represent, like, the Sanctus too. Homo Jaluzo was pretty obviously representing the grief of Joanna. Homo Sabara is a horror that plagues the ocean, but on all of its tentacles it has some kind of treasure, some kind of symbol of wealth, like a crown or rings, perhaps representing, like, the corruption of the merchant class. And meanwhile, here we have the most obvious example of Homo Margo having its eyes covered, its feet and hands literally bound in prayer, and it having almost the sword impaled through its Mustari mask. It being somebody who is just so bound to tradition and refusing to even think that maybe they've got things wrong. So, some food for thought. And now we have the chance to save.